What's going on, guys? Shadow Hollow here, signing in, bringing you another Destiny video. And in this video we are going to be looking at the artifact Memory of Silimar. More specifically, what type of damages or how much damage you can survive when actually using this artifact. Now, I've been using this artifact ever since it came out. As a matter of fact, it was my very first artifact, and I have to tell you that I've pretty much been surviving some pretty crazy stuff in the Crucible. So that brought up the question, exactly what can you survive with this artifact? To test this out, I loaded up a private match, and I had a buddy of mine pretty much come into that match and blow me up with incendiary grenades, which he had a little too much fun doing. Shout out to Sir Mag of the Modern Knights for helping me with this demonstration. Now, the first thing you should know is that I'm running a full armor hunter for this demonstration, but that actually might not matter, and I'll explain that later. Now, the second thing I did was, for the first example, I actually took the artifact off, and I had him go ahead and lob the grenades at me. Now, the thing with incendiary grenades is the closer you are to it, the more damage it does when it explodes. So if you're close to it when it explodes, or if you're right up on it when it explodes, it's pretty much going to kill you, which I pretty much demonstrate in this example right here. Basically, the initial explosion pretty much takes you down to low health, and the burning damage afterwards pretty much just finishes you off. So for the second example, I went ahead and equipped the Memory of Silimar, which reduces any damage over time effects. I went ahead and equipped it, and I had him do the same exact thing, and you can see the initial explosion does damage and takes me down to low health, but with the Memory of Silimar equipped, I actually survived the damage over time, the burning effect afterward. But just to be safe, we did another series of examples, once again with the artifact off. He did the same exact thing, lobbed a bomb at me, it brought me down to low health, and then the burning damage afterwards finished me off. And then I put the artifact back on. I had him once again hit me with the incendiary grenade. It brought me back down to low health, but with the Memory of Silimar artifact back actually on, I was actually able to survive the burning damage afterwards. So you can see how this artifact will actually save you in some very key situations, especially in games like Trials of Osiris. And so, going back to the thing that I actually mentioned earlier, does it matter if you have full armor or not for this example? And the answer that I found out was no. Having full armor actually saves you from things like how many bullets you can take from your opponents when in the Crucible. But the biggest thing that a lot of people like to have full armor for was the Gunslinger's Trip Mine, and I actually show you an example of this just in case you didn't know. What I did was I took my armor all the way down, and I went ahead and loaded up my Gunslinger, and I took my armor all the way down, and I put a trip mine on the wall, stuck my face to it, and I exploded it and died. Okay, so that was the first example. For the second example, I actually increased my armor. I actually didn't even put it all the way up. I just increased it to like maybe mid-range. And I went ahead, again, stuck the trip mine on the wall, put my face up to it, and blew it up. And I actually survived it this time. So the armor definitely plays a factor in surviving things like trip mines and opponent guns. But as far as the incendiary grenades go, I found that it actually doesn't matter. And I did example to where I put my armor all the way down, and I went ahead and threw the grenade, went down, stuck my face to it, and blew up, and it actually took me down to low health. So after that, I increased my armor all the way up to the max that the hunter can go, and then I did the same exact thing, threw a grenade to the ground, stuck my face down into it, and it blew up, and it took me down to low health. But what I saw was that it actually took me down to the same amount of health as it did when I put on low armor. So there actually isn't a factor of survivability when it comes to how much armor you have while getting hit with an incendiary grenade. And the armor also doesn't play a factor when getting hit with any damage over time abilities. All damage over time abilities does a set amount of damage regardless of what your armor is at. So how much damage over time, or DOT damage, was reduced while having the Memory of Silimar on? Well, I asked my buddy that was blowing me up with grenades, and he said that without the artifact, the incendiary grenade was actually doing damage over time damage of 7 per tick. and he said with the artifact it was actually reduced down to 2 per tick. So there's definitely a significant reduction in damage over time with the artifact on. So there you have it, guys. If you are tired of getting hit with thorns and firebolt grenades and incendiary grenades that can kill you at one explosion and wombo combos and things like that, definitely pick up this artifact. It will definitely make you a harder target to kill. But that pretty much brings me to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, then a like would be super appreciative. Be sure to subscribe for more videos coming along the way. I'm Shadow Hollow, signing out, and I'll see you guys later.